I've added dynamic bones on the ears to the avatar creator world build Nanachi. I wanted to go over how they work because the way I've started making UI with some recent changes to some components means that this is like super easy and modular, and I can add like other dynamic bone things if you're milking an avatar world or you want to do a dynamic bone editor for your own avatar. It's quite easy to do, so I'm going to show you how it works. So the settings are over here, they're a slider, there's also a value here. I can't let you type a number in that manually right now because it won't like write back, but I'll take a look and see if I can figure out a way to do that soon. If we hop up to my head, centered root, armature, hip, spine, chest, neck, head. Inside the head you'll see root ears has then two sets, the right and left. We don't want any bones to being applied to the root one because that makes the ears move identically the same. They're kind of doing that right now, but that's the settings over there. So instead we're applying them to each ear separately as a chain, but we're syncing the settings. So on the ears themselves we have all these are pink, which means that they're driven, and they're driven by these value copy components. These value copy components drive to these value field nodes here. You can get a value field by doing attach component, data value field, and then selecting float. So these are then synced using those value copies to both ears. So we only have to edit these to make the ears change once. They get synced up. We made this even easier. Like, I wouldn't want to type numbers in here directly though, because those fields are also being driven, and those fields are being driven by these. My touchpad's misbehaving, so I have to rotate the controller right now. It's problematic. Let's go up a little bit. So these are all the ear fields. They're each called after the name of the setting you're changing. But I'm using a couple of components here. I'm using the axis aligner, look for a video on that soon, which is making each field align up nicely below each other. Like I didn't do that. It automatically happened using the axis aligner with YNEG. And then inside that, each of these has an axis aligner on them, which is XPOS, which makes these line up like that precisely. They have a little bit of separation, just a tiny bit, so they don't overlap. Additionally, the name of the slot here, inertia, is copied into this basic text field with another value copy. Oh, this is grabbable. I'll have to go through and do that. Where's the value copy? Oh no, I didn't do it on the inertia one because the inertia one's the first one I wrote. So I did it on the inertia 4, so at least I think, yeah, value copy, there you go. So it's value copying the name of the slot into that string, which means I don't have to edit them. And then from that, the slider has a setup which is kind of cool. So sliders have this drive field property, and that will mean that the slider directly drives a field. So I have, what are we on? Inertia 4. So this drive field value is set directly to the this drive field value here. So you grab this and you drop it into drive field and it will directly drive it. That means you don't have to do any additional value copies. You can just use drive field. We've got the value set up here to be the current value and then the min and max. The text box to the left here, this value copies, I think the value copy is down here. No, it doesn't value copy, it uses value text format driver float. This was shown to me by Frooks on a actual stream from Leon, so thank you Leon for prompting Frooks to answer your question with this component, because now I know how it works. So it takes a source value, text component as a target, and then a format. And so here we've got the format being just bracket 0 bracket. I think you can round them if you change up that formatting. I'll play with it a little bit. But this source is set to the value of the slider and not this value. And the reason for that is that there's a value field here. But what it also allows us to do is it allows us to easily duplicate this slot here and have everything set up to go very quickly. So what we can do is we can say we wanted to duplicate stiffness. We'll duplicate it. You'll see there's a new stiffness there. It's automatically positioned below the previous stiffness. We can then change this to be, I don't know, potato. and you'll see it's live updating the actual form. Everything's nicely aligned. It's beautiful. I love it so much. All of these are now making the fields line up correctly. And then on the slider here, because of the way the copy operation works, drive field is already cleared for us, and then the only thing we need to do is plug that into another value. So I'm going to actually plug that into, let's see if update orders a float. I don't know if it is, but we'll just grab something. It's not. Okay, we need a float. Let's make another float. Data value field float. Cool, so grab that, drop it into drive field. And now the potato value is being updated entirely by that. And that took like a couple of seconds to set up. That's how all of these work. It's how the tail, when I hook that up, the tail back there will also work. But it makes the UI super, super fast to do. Keeps everything tidy. The more you know about like how this works, the faster things get, and these alignment components, they're great. There'll be a separate video on those because I use them like everywhere. I don't use them on this. This is all like organized manually. Just imagine how long that took. I can actually see that there's rotational values here that aren't synced, and now I think, yeah, there's like Y value differences across these as well. So that would fix that. You could always use it here. I didn't, again, this is all aligned manually, painstakingly. With that component, it would be super fast to just like go boom, 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 and line everything up. Hope that makes sense. Just wanted to cover my approach for it, as I know a lot of people are going to be adding this sort of stuff to their world soon. Thanks. Bye.